Have you ever noticed it? You start on a path of self-improvement. You become calmer, more disciplined, more resilient. You stop complaining and start taking ownership of your life. And then an odd thing happens. Some people in your life, friends, family, colleagues, don't celebrate your growth. Instead, they become distant, critical, or even hostile. They seem to resent the very strength you're trying to build. This isn't your imagination. It is a predictable and uncomfortable side effect of developing true inner power. The Stoics understood that the path to virtue and tranquility is often a lonely one, not because it is arrogant, but because your transformation shines a light on the mindsets of those who prefer the comfort of the dark. This video will explore the 4 reasons why people with a weak or undisciplined mindset will misunderstand and even hate your growing Stoic power. This is not about judging them. It is about understanding their reaction so that it does not knock you off your own path. Before we begin, go to the comments right now and write 2 words. My path. This is a declaration to yourself that you are committed to your own growth, no matter who understands it. Let's begin. First, your calm is a mirror to their chaos. The first and most immediate source of friction is your tranquility. A Stoic trains to maintain their inner peace, their apatheia, even when the world outside is in turmoil. In a crisis, when others are panicking, gossiping, and reacting with raw emotion, your composure stands out. But to a person accustomed to chaos, your calm is not comforting. It's an accusation. Think about it. In an office where everyone is complaining about a new policy, your quiet focus on adapting to it is a disruption. Your lack of outrage implicitly suggests that outrage is a choice, not a necessity. Your emotional stability serves as a silent mirror, reflecting their own reactivity back at them. And most people do not like what they see. They resent the mirror, not the reflection. Imagine your mind is a deep, still lake, and their mind is a raging sea. The sea does not look upon the lake and feel inspired to be calm. It feels judged by the lake's stillness. They may call you cold, robotic, or uncaring because they interpret your peace as a lack of passion, rather than what it truly is, a sign of immense inner strength and control. Your duty is not to become a storm to make the sea feel comfortable. Your duty is to maintain the stillness of your lake. You are not responsible for how they interpret your peace. Second, your accountability destroys their excuses. The foundation of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, taking radical ownership of what is yours, your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, and accepting what is not. A person with a weak mindset operates from the opposite principle, the world of excuses. They blame the economy, their boss, their past, or other people for their unhappiness and lack of progress. When you enter their world as a Stoic, you break their reality. You face the same difficult economy, but you talk about adapting your skills. You have the same difficult boss, but you focus on managing your own performance and reactions. By taking ownership, you prove that agency is possible, and this is a profound threat to someone whose identity is built on being a victim of circumstance. You are both in the same boat, in the same storm. They are cursing the wind. You are adjusting the sails. Your action is a silent testament that their victimhood is a narrative, not a reality. They will hate you for this because you are robbing them of their most cherished possession, their excuse to fail. People who have built a life in the prison of their own excuses will always resent the person who shows them they hold the key. Your ownership is not an attack on them, but it forces them to confront the fact that their own chains are self-imposed. Third, your indifference to gossip invalidates their currency. In many social circles, the primary currency of connection is not positivity or shared values, but shared negativity. People bond over complaining, gossiping, and mutual outrage. It's an easy and addictive way to feel a sense of belonging. The Stoic, however, understands that engaging in such behavior is poison to the soul. When you are in a group that starts to gossip about a colleague or complain about a trivial issue, you will naturally fall silent. You will not add fuel to the fire. You may even try to steer the conversation towards something more productive. To the group, your silence is not golden, it's a rejection. You have refused to accept their currency, and by doing so, you have devalued it. This is often perceived as a moral judgment. They think you are acting superior or holier than thou. In reality, you are simply protecting your own tranquility and refusing to participate in pointless and harmful speech. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to waste no time on the chatter of the court, but to focus on his own duties. Your refusal to engage in the tribe's negativity can feel like an act of exclusion. They will see you as an outsider, not because you look down on them, but because you refuse to join them in the mud. Fourth, your self-sufficiency is seen as arrogance. A Stoic's goal is to find their validation internally. Their sense of worth comes from living virtuously and in accordance with their principles. They are not overly swayed by praise, nor are they crushed by criticism. For a person with a weak mindset, whose entire emotional state is dependent on external validation, this self-sufficiency is both baffling and infuriating. When you receive a major compliment and simply offer a calm "thank you," they see arrogance. When you face an insult and analyze it for truth without a defensive outburst, they see coldness. They cannot understand a person who is not playing their game, the game of seeking approval and fearing disapproval. Who does this person think they are, they wonder, to not care what we think? You are like a deep-rooted oak tree in a field of kites. The kites soar high on the winds of praise and plummet to the earth with the gales of criticism. They are entirely dependent on the weather of other people's opinions. Your stability, your rootedness, seems alien and unnatural to them. They mistake your strength for a lack of feeling and your self-reliance for arrogance. Remember the words of Epictetus: "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." The path to inner strength will always be misunderstood by those who have never walked it. If you recognize these reactions from people in your life, do not be discouraged. It is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is often a sign that you are doing something profoundly right. The friction you feel is the friction of growth. It is the turbulence you experience when you begin to fly at a higher altitude than those around you. Your task is not to dim your own light to make others feel more comfortable in the shadows. Your task is to continue to cultivate your own garden, to strengthen your own mind, to walk your own path. Some may be inspired and ask you for a candle. Others will curse you for disturbing the dark. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. But a person who prefers the dark will always resent the light. Be the light anyway. Now, return to your comment where you wrote "my path." In a reply, write one word that describes the power you are building within yourself. Resilience, tranquility, fortitude, integrity. Affirm your strength. If this video helped you understand your journey, subscribe to the channel. Let us walk this path together.